and we're talking about the the Keystone pipeline, that there were several hearings over the last couple of days from people talking about things and people getting into heated discussions about things. And guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad where you see that, people who've owned land for the better part of their existence are, just not having a situation. And, one of the things that I feel that happens is that these people are, 100% involved in just trying to protect their land, and they're trying to do what's right for their family, So what I say is that a ruling happened a while back, and it was pretty close, that where basically eminent domain was instituted. So for those out there who don't know what eminent domain is, because I had heard the terminology, but I didn't know what it was, but those who don't know, that's where you own a piece of property. And imagine you're paying your mortgage, or you've paid your mortgage, and you're just paying taxes on the property for 20 years. And the government says, we need your land because we want to build a highway, or we want to build a pipeline, or we want to build something that we need, that we feel will help the public. We're going to take over your land. And I don't know about everybody out there, but I know for a fact, if I'm sitting in my house and you come into my house and say, hey, I'm going to take your TV. And I love my TV, by the way. In the middle of watching a game or something, I'm going to be kind of upset. All right? I'm going to be like, wait, no, you're not. You're not taking my property. It's my property. I've paid for it. I've worked hard to pay for it. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Like, I 100% say that this is kind of crazy. I don't know. Like, I look at this situation and I say that this is a problem. I just realized I should totally have this mask up the whole broadcast. I'm just going to put it up there. That should be the Halloween thing. And what I realize is, these people are having to do this. These people are having people come over their land and say, no, this is not, this is not right. And like I said, and I want to ask everybody, let me know how you would feel if somebody did that. You're sitting in your house and somebody says, oh, I'm going to take your girlfriend, and, we feel like she'll be good for public use. I know that's a little harsh, that's a little extreme, but it's just like, these are what these people are going through. Like, there's literally a story of a woman who has a piece of land, and they took it, and she had animals. She had horses and stuff, and they said, no, the horses are now the property of the U.S. government. I was reading on this. I said, what? That's like anybody who has animals or pets or anything like that's like a member of your family. You're going to fight. You're going to be like, no, this isn't going to happen. This isn't wrong. So essentially, what I will say is that, there have been a few things that have happened, and there have been a few things that have happened. And one of those things is the United States Department of Oil Pipeline Review doesn't ease worries. And you know why? Because we have a situation here where the government was charged a few years ago to do environmental studies, and essentially this is the same old story you get. You get the government saying, well, hey, we're not sure it's going to be safe, but it's a chance we have to take because this could, if it actually works, we will be great. It'll help humanity. It'll help everyone. And then they say, but there's a chance that like a couple thousand people would get sick, and not a big deal. Oh, and by the way, the couple thousand people that might get sick are a Native American reservation. Really? Is history repeating itself? Like, did you not learn from 200 years ago? Nice boats coming over from Europe saying, hey, teach us how to make some corn. And yeah, we're a little sick. Cough, cough. Now you're sick. Oh, but wait, now you're getting better. We're just going to slaughter you. We're just going to make you move somewhere else. It's your home, but we're going to take it over. I have friends who are British who literally say that the British Empire screwed everything up. They say this, and I just say, I laugh because I find it very humorous. But are we doing this again? Like, seriously. Like, it's 100% awesome. Like, it's 100% awesome. Lone Star Indie, love you, love the support. Thank you so much. I gotta say, I was telling friends and family that this did feel kind of comfortable. I love it. I love the energy. I love engaging with everybody. But I'll read something from it. Opponents of the Keystone XL oil pipeline from Canada said that the Trump administration is understanding the potential for the line to break and spill water bodies such as the Montana's Missouri River. And the U.S. State Department held the sole public meeting Tuesday on a new environmental review. The long-stalled proposal. Backers say the $8 billion project would create thousands of jobs, construction jobs, boost local tax revenues, and basically help the economy. But, and they say the energy insists this would be safe, but there's spills and other line operated by the company. And essentially, what's happening is there's a bunch of risk to try to do this. And then guess what? It doesn't work. Okay? And what happens if it doesn't work? Last year, the federal judge came out and blocked it last year and said that more study was needed. You know why more study is needed? Because sometimes the environment is not that simple. Sometimes it's a little complicated. Sometimes it's something that it's wrong. So guess what? You know what happened? I will say that it's just like that. It's actually, essentially, the Republicans have been a strong supporter and have revived the project after it was rejected under President Obama, and President Trump has reversed that, which seems very petty. It seems like everything that Obama did, he's like, just for the basis that Obama did, I'm going to reverse it. Okay, cool. But, and there have been several people that have said Keystone is a wonderful neighbor. Yes, there's a risk of spillage. We have to be willing to take that risk. It's a very minuscule chance. Okay, so if that minuscule chance happens and a couple thousand people get sick, what are you going to say then? Oh, the risk was minimal? Is that going to be your defense? Is that going to help the people when kids are getting sick and adults are throwing up and there's no way to help them? Is that going to be your thing? I don't know. So, Obama did a really thorough investigation and decided it wouldn't work. If it goes downstream, how long will it take to flush those lines out? That was the question. Well, guess what? They're talking about it would take anywhere from 5 to 10 years. Like, seriously? So there's just the U.S. government says that there's so much money to be made from oil. So much. And all they see is dollar signs. Okay? All they see them. They see dollar signs. And how many times in human history have humans been greedy? Because they would see dollar signs, right? Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't think that any risk where a place where people could get sick is a good thing. I don't. I think that whenever you have a risk that people could get sick, and especially risks like this, guess what? I don't think it's run in. I don't think it's right. It's unbelievable that the United States government is at the place where they think a risk that can infect the public is worth taking the risk to get money. Because it's all about the money. It's all about the green. It's all about what they can do, right? Well, there's a video that I want to play for everybody here. And it is about the heated discussion, okay? It's about the heated discussion that basically took place between a bunch of people in this particular domain where basically people were saying, hey, this is essentially what's going to happen.
This is a very effective way to shut down that kind of dialogue and that kind of lies in the face of feedback.
The misunderstanding you have here, ma'am, is this. This has been going on for 10 years. The voices have been heard.
Yeah, and it's been
At
rejected
every
3
turn,
times.
it's
Now
been
our voices
challenged.
were heard.
And over all these years, in all these studies, it's been found to be fruitful benefit.
No,
to-
it hasn't.
to
3
our
times.
nation.
3 times. The State Department's EIS said 3 separate times that it was not in the public interest. It got denied 3 times.
Judge Morris.
And so Trump illegally brought this back
This
up.
pipeline needed more
It's been passed every
environmental
time.
studies. We've had a.
What are you literally, you're
The
now,
EIS.
you're now big news at Trump, right?
The
The State Department's EIS said this was not in the public interest 3 separate times. 3.
Like 28 to 42% over not building the pipeline. That's what the EIS said. The EIS said it was going to reduce deaths every year by 6 deaths every year, is what the EIS said, versus not building the pipeline. This is going to bring in $12 million a year to school equalization that every school district in the state of Montana can use. Over the 50-year life expectancy of this pipeline, that's $300 million that every school in this state can use.
I'm not sure what's happened in let me say this, I'm not sure what's happened in America when you have family farmers and ranchers who are being threatened with eminent domain for a foreign oil corporation pipeline. When in America was it okay for eminent domain to be used for private gain? On top of it, for a foreign oil pipeline, a pipeline that's going to carry foreign tar sands through our land, through tribal land, threatening our water, down to the export terminal for a refinery that is owned by Saudi Arabia. How is that in the America's interest?
The Prairie County Commission is the mediators for farmers and ranchers in Macomb County, Prairie County, Dawson County, and Fallon County. We brought them all together. We talked to TransCan. They were welcome if they wanted to
They were
come.
not invited. I'm the attorney for the Fort Peck tribes, and we were
This
not
was
invited.
ranchers and farmers. They had no legal representation. They came in and they sat down with us. They had questions and answers with TransCanada personnel. Time
TransCanada
out.
never met with the tribes on our reservation lands. They have never come and had a consultation about any of these issues on tribal
When
lands.
it was all said and done, the spokesman called me back and
It
said,
couldn't even happen without
Mr.
driving in there.
Devlin, they have treated us more than fair. And that was a quote, more than fair. We said we were satisfied with that. We wanted to make sure our landowners were satisfied with it. And when they were, we left it be and supported it.
Landowners
tribe is
aren't
it?
satisfied with this. They get bullied. Landowners, when they are faced with TransCanada coming knocking on their door, they are told, if you don't sign the contract, your land will be taken through eminent domain.
Yep.
How is that a fair process?
Ma'am, I'm a landowner in Prairie
Yeah, and I
Dawson
work
County.
with landowners, and so
And
I
I feel
find
that-
some landowners
excuse me.
totally like it.
Keystone has treated me more than fair. Keystone calls when they come on my
Yeah.
property.
And I understand at the end we had a little bit of a audio issue there, but that is the gist of the meeting. What you have, as many of you understood, so first and foremost, let's just get out of the way what we're talking about here. There are no people under the age of like 40 years old in that meeting. So 20 to 40 really don't have a voice in this topic. And I'm sure they're affected by it. So right away, no young people, no voice. It's only landowners. Fine. Then what I noticed about this is that there is a split between one half of the room that says, well, I was treated fair. I was treated the best of my ability by this United States government to make sure that my land was taken care of. To make sure that everything was good. Right? To make sure that everything that was 100% that you could think of to have a landowner give their land up willingly was done. And those people are also echoing what the government is saying. It's going to create jobs. It's going to bring money to the region. It's going to be money we could use for schools and building new buildings and helping our land. And it's going to make us a better society. And then you have another side of the room that's saying, do you realize there's a chance people can get sick? Do you realize that they came onto my land and just seized my land? Do you realize I wasn't even invited to several meetings that were super, super, super important? There are lawyers on the record that represent tribes that are basically saying, we didn't know a meeting was happening. We didn't know. That's what's happening. That's what's going on all the time.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.